All right, I'm back. This is a continuation of kind of the recap of the science panel, which was brilliant and was really awesome. So they spent some time talking about the difference between an isolate, a CBD isolate, and a full spectrum, and the consensus in the industry, or the general thought, is that a full spectrum is superior to an isolate. And that's because you have the entourage effect. All these cannabinoids, there's 88 known cannabinoids, there's terpenes, they all work together to create a synergistic effect. And that's why it was kind of interesting and shocking when the head science guy, Cooper, was like, full spectrum is crap. And the room kind of stopped. And even the other moderators were kind of looking at him and was like, wow, well, he is the smartest person in the room, so we will give him a little bit of room here. And he was talking about how essentially they grow live receptors. They find a way to grow so CBD cannabinoids, they interact with receptors. Receptors are known as generally as the CB1 and the CB2. So what they were doing is they grew live receptors to start doing tests, and they found that while it's great that CBD is better with a little bit of CBG, it's better with a little bit of CBN, it's better with a little bit of THC. They also recognize that when they were adding lots and lots of cannabinoids, some of those cannabinoids were helping, some of the cannabinoids were neutral, and some of the cannabinoids were hurting. So full spectrum itself is got some challenges. Is it's not custom enough, and that's kind of what these guys were really working with, which was a really interesting idea. And he threw out some numbers, which was interesting. He was like, it's not that this synergistic effect will increase the efficiency, the efficacy by 10% or 20%. He's like, it might be 2 times, it might be 10 times, it might be 40 times. So these combinations are critical. Now, I preface that and say, that's his whole business, is creating these combinations, so he might be a little bit biased, but you get the point. Let me see if there's anything from my notes that was really worth talking about. He was talking about CBD's interaction with the endocannabinoid system, which is this system of CB1 and CB2 receptors throughout the body, and that CBD has about 65 different biochemical interactions, so that it's not just the interaction or the modulation with the receptor. There's lots of different things that go on in the body when you take CBD, and this is why there's a large amount of maladies that are positively affected by CBD, because there's 65 total reactions. And one of the things that he mentioned that I've known and I've experienced, and there was also a little bit of debate about, was that CBD modulates the CB1 and will make you less high. But in the right ratio, like for example a 1-to-1 ratio, it will make you more high. And I mean in combination with THC. CBD by itself does not make you high. So anyway, pretty interesting. And when it came to the synergistic piece of these cannabinoids, they brought up a really interesting idea, which is the biggest problem is that's not the way pharmaceuticals work. They're all about making things small, or I should say isolating. That's how the pharmaceutical world works. And when you're trying to get something approved by the FDA, that's critical, because if you have one component, it's a lot of money. If you're trying to get 2 components approved, it's a lot of money. And if you're trying to get 3 components with all the testing that needs to be done, billions and billions and billions of dollars. So translating this cannabis world in the FDA world, easier said than done. So this is Dan from Melior Botanicals. If anybody's interested in becoming a distributor of CBD products, we create functional, herbally infused CBD products. Reach out to me, and you have a great day. We'll talk soon.